was to myself being, my well-being, my person, the person that you are treating in such a way at this very moment. It will be a different story and a different face for you, my friend.
Good morning, Ms. Ariel. Good to see you. I'm sorry that we're seeing you under these circumstances, but you've picked up some serious charges in Como County. And the problem is that you never, ever once have appeared on your own in the dozens and dozens of charges that you and I have had together, have never once on your own appeared. And you want me to give you a PR bond? Tell me.
I'm asking, give me an opportunity to present myself or report myself to the probations that you've acquired my person to me. I've been back and forth between Harris County and Comal County since the last time you released me. I never gotten a chance. I just now came from Comal County back over here. I'm asking for give me the opportunity that I may be able to
report on his probation, Judge.
Yeah.
And based off what I am looking, it appears that these Comal County cases happened prior to him being placed on probation. So they wouldn't necessarily be a violation of his probation.
Alex, what say you about the time?
He was placed on probation, it seems in May, if I'm correct. Is that correct?
May of 2024.
These Como County cases, they took place in July of 2024 and subsequently filed that same month. So July, so after he was placed on the probation.
Mr. Ariola.
I was in Comal. I was taken from here to Comal County. Okay, prior when you gave me that, I was out. That I was able to.
I think I know what he's trying to say. He's saying he has never been out of jail to commit these cases in July.
But he has been. You were out.
If I may,
You were in aftercare, and it was probably at that time when you picked up the new cases.
It's the same. If I may share with you, these cases are the same cases or the same circumstances, just as the trespass.
I know, and I know it keeps happening over and over and over. They try to pick you up, you don't like it, and it hits the fan, and then you end up picking 3 to 4 charges. As every single time this happens.
I'm not a criminal, nor am my intention is to do crime in the world. That is not my way of living. That is not my way. What I'm at this moment right now, what I'm seeking, what I'm asking is to get the opportunity to be able to report and to do as you asked for the probation.
Let me tell you one thing, okay? Hold on. Since 2021, you and I have been dancing. You've picked up an attempted possession of a firearm, possession of a controlled substance, possession of a controlled substance, failure to ID, resisting arrest, failure to ID, failure to ID, failure to ID, evading arrest, criminal trespass, possession of a controlled substance, failure to ID, criminal trespass, and another criminal trespass. On all of those, except the last 2, every single time you have done time served. And I told you on the last 2, before you picked it up and we let you go, I said, Mr. Ariola, if you pick up another case, we are done with catch and release. We will now do everything in our power to ensure that the trespasses and the failure to IDs and the thefts and the assault stop. And we would do that by doing the dual diagnosis residential program. And I told you that we would continue to do it over and over and over until it stops. You know what's going to happen every time you wear orange in Harris County. That's it. I have given you PR bond after PR bond to the tune of probably 12 PR bonds And every single time we've given you a PR bond, you never show up. No more catch and release. We now need to get to the root of the problem. That's what we're going to do. And even if we have to do DDRP 5 times,
Listen, let's be honest. If I was to represent myself and stick to the grounds of laws, of real laws, of what's contributing to what's to myself being, my well-being, my person, the person that you are treating in such a way at this very moment, it will be a different story and a different face for you, my friend. I'm only talking here.
Stop, that can be considered as a threat. I am just giving you
I,
fair warning.
I want to help you, Mr. Ariola. I want to end the cycle of you keep coming back to jail. Believe it or not, I want to help you. I want to end this. I want you to get a job. I want you to be a productive member. And I was hoping by having you go to the DDRP and in aftercare, that would happen. I don't know. I don't know what happened. You were doing great in DDRP and we got reports that you were doing great. When you got to aftercare, I don't know what happened though.
At this moment, the charges from Comal County, I'm on PR bond. They haven't even been, and I haven't even been indicted. At this moment, I'm asking that I'm given the opportunity to complete this program of yours. Let the service play as it plays. There's a whole different county, a whole different jurisdiction.
Let me give you a little roadmap, what I was thinking. I'm having our chief district attorney here reach out to Comal County to let them know what we want to do here about DDRP in hopes that they, are on board with us.
They have nothing to do with y'all. There's a whole different
I know.
jurisdiction, a whole different county.
I'm trying to let them know that we want to put you in a treatment place with us here in hopes that they're with us. And it may resolve the cases over there. See what I'm saying?
I'm on a PR bond over there at this moment. Why would they care what happens here? They don't care. They're just on for how dare? What idea is this from?
I can let Lori explain to you what we're trying to do.
I'm listening. I did hear it, but this.
Mr. Ariola, if I give you a PR bond, you'll never come back.
I'm not asking for a PR bond. I'm asking to give me the opportunity to report to the probation that you put me on. Give me the chance.
Yes, I want to do that.
Please.
Yes, I am in agreement with you. But first, Comal County has to take care of itself. We can't do anything here until Comal County is taken care of.
Comal County sent me over here.
I know. We're going to reach out to Comal County to see what we can do.
They got me on PR bond over there so we can take care of the situation over here at this time. This is what I'm doing here now. They got no business into what Harris County does with me at this moment, with this case here. They have no business. They haven't even indicted me yet.
I'm going to let Lori try to explain to you what we're trying to do.
What you're trying to do, I know that. Why would you even want? Listen, you're the judge here. You know what's going on. I'm on PR bond over there. They're not even looking at my cases at this very moment.
What do you want?
I'm asking, give me the opportunity to report to probation now. Give me the opportunity, because I haven't given the opportunity to report to probation.
When you say give me the opportunity, what does that mean? Let you out of jail?
Yeah, so I can report to this. And when Comal County, because I got a lawyer over there, they would alert me about going to if they do pick it up. If they do pick it up, they would alert me to go to court. But till then, let me just proceed with the process here with the probation. Please, that is what I'm asking. I'm begging for you so I can get an opportunity, a chance to get out and work and be able to fight this from the free world. If anything, if they do pick up the cases, I'll be able to fight them so I can stay relevant to the probation here and current with Harris County.
I know that you're not going to like my answer, Mr. Ariola, but if I give you a PR bond, you're going to ghost me like every time you've done before. I have history tells me, I have your bonds now, always at 2003, 7504, 5006, because you take off. You never, in 5 years, you've never not one time come back on your own.
Why would you give me a PR bond? Can you just not reinstate me to complete the probation? I haven't even.
Anything, we need to figure out what's going on with Como County. I'm going to let Lori hopefully try to explain to you what we're trying to do with getting Como County on our side as well, so that hopefully we can resolve it all. And
I don't know if this is even like, would you even really care to understand what Comal County, being in Comal County, what it has done to?
let's do this. Look, I have a bunch of people that are waiting. I'll take more time with you toward the end of the day. I don't want to keep them waiting because they have busy lives as well. Let me talk to them. Let me thin out everybody here, and then I'll bring you back out and we can talk more. Okay? But we've already spent, what, 20 minutes here now, and I've got a lot of people waiting. Let me thin them out. I'll bring you back out in maybe like 45 minutes and we'll talk more. Okay? I'll give you more time. I promise. Bipin Kumair, come up. Morning, sir. How do I pronounce your last name? Is it
Moya?
Kumar?
Yeah.
Okay, sir, you're charged with terroristic threat of a family or a household member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. I see that you're also charged with criminal mischief. On that one, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
On October 22nd, 2024, officers were dispatched to an apartment complex in Harris County, Texas, in reference to a terroristic threat. Officers made contact with the complainant, who stated her husband, the defendant, threatened to kill her and damaged her work personal laptops. The complainant stated that she and the defendant were separated, but wanted to give it another shot. The complainant and the defendant got into a verbal argument over where the defendant should put his belongings, and the complainant went into the bedroom to separate herself. The defendant stated he was going to kill her and do whatever it took to go back to Nepal. The complainant ran out of the bathroom to her motor vehicle and left the location. The complainant stated the defendant later sent her a picture with a hammer damaging the screens of her laptops. The total was $450.
Mr. Kumar, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person whatsoever. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to do everything in my power to protect every person of Harris County. If that means putting you in custody and make your bond sky high, I'm going to do it. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You had contact with this person, Morgan, anyone?
Yes, Judge. I spoke with her yesterday. She is also requesting no contact in this case. I believe they're living separately at the moment.
Okay.
There is a signed MOA in place as well, and I believe that.
There's a protective order that has been issued in this case. I suggest you get to know it, because if you do something to violate the protective order, the state can and will file additional charges against you. You violate those conditions, I can hold you at no bond, zero bond, and I will do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any kind of evidence of alcohol or drug usage at all? And then in the prior assault, same complaining witness?
No, Your Honor, there's no allegations of alcohol use.
So can you create conditions, no contact and no weapons?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of weapons. When I mean no contact, I mean no contact of any kind. Phone calls, text messages, emails, Snapchat, social media, use of third parties to try to get a hold of this person. No means no. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm gonna have you take I'm gonna have you sign a reset with Victoria. After that, I'm gonna have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then we'll have you wait for your lawyer.
Judge, I have previous magistrate conditions in place that include the refrain from no contact, as well as a GPS monitoring device with an exclusion zone of that address, as well as no firearms. Would you like to keep those in place?
What do you think about GPS?
Page 13.
David Prado. Mr. Prado, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On October 23rd, 2024, officers responded to a resident in Harris County, Texas, in reference to a family assault. The officer made contact with the complainant, who stated she was assaulted by the defendant, her husband. The complainant stated the defendant was drinking all night, was sleeping, and the complainant woke him up. The complainant stated she told the defendant he needed to wake up to watch over their youngest child so she can get their other children ready for school. The complainant stated the defendant walked to the bedroom, and the complainant heard a child crying for a while and went to check on the child, where she found the defendant sleeping. The complainant attempted to wake the defendant by grabbing his shoulder and moving him side to side, which caused the defendant to wake up, who became angry, stood up, and began shouting in the complainant's face. The defendant proceeded to grab the complainant's left arm and applied pressure, causing pain. The defendant then pushed the complainant away from him, causing her to hit her back on the dresser, causing pain. The defendant stated the complainant woke him up to take care of the youngest child. The complainant became upset because the child was crying, and the defendant admitted to getting close to the complainant's face, but denied assaulting the complainant.
All right, Mr. Prado, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or kind of illegal dope, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Your Honor.
What do we know about whether she wants to have contact with him or not?
It looks like the complaining witness is requesting that there's temporary no contact. I think that she's wants him to undergo some kind of treatment before contact. So I think that would be
She doesn't want
appropriate.
contact with us.
Correct.
Okay. So understand that a protective order has been issued in this case, and at this point, we're ordering you not to have any contact with this person and not to be in possession of weapons. Time heals all wounds, so perhaps at a later time, we can amend this, but at this point, just don't have any contact with him.
She is asking if I can help with the children here and there.
So do you have a lawyer?
I am working on that.
Okay, let's do this. Before we get into, I don't want you to say anything now because, I've got a bunch of DAs here and everything that you say they can use it against you. Get a lawyer. We can try to amend conditions to that, because I understand that this is going to impact the kids and I don't want it to, because kids should always have their father as well, right? But I don't want to do it with everyone here without you having a lawyer present. So get a lawyer, come back as soon as you can, and then we can talk about trying to amend it to fix it the best way for everybody possible. Okay? So what I'm going to have you do now is I'm going to have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you just take a seat while we get the bond condition. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go. Okay?
Your Honor.
For sure. Please. Do you see a problem with her?
Page 2, deal.
Morgan, the bottom of the MOA is kind of crossed out. Do you want to do another one? Take a look at the filed MOA.
Page 2.
Mr. Baldillo, you were charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir. It is 2535302.
On October 22nd, 2024, an officer was conducting surveillance at a car meet in Harris County, Texas. The officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle doing donuts in the parking lot within close proximity of multiple other motor vehicles and pedestrians. The officer observed the motor vehicle's rear tires lose traction and began spinning out of control. The motor vehicle's rear end whipped around wildly within approximately 10 to 15 feet of people spectating. A traffic stop was initiated. The defendant was detained and identified with ACES.
Mr. Baldillo, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. What is your immigration status? Are you in this country with or without permission? What happens if you go to jail?
Well, I will go to the, I will go because I did it what I did.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Está aquí con permiso o sin permiso en este país. Sin permiso. Without.
What happens if you go to jail?
¿Qué pasa si va a buscar la cárcel? I don't know.
Think.
Piensa.
You're not in this country with permission.
No estás en
So what happens to people who go to jail and they're not in this country with permission?
permiso y vas a la cárcel. ¿Qué pasaría?
No sé, por lo que cometí está mal. Por lo que cometí está mal.
I don't know, but what I did, it was bad.
If you go to jail and you're not in this country with permission, immigration sweeps it on a daily basis. If they find you there, they will put an immigration detainer. You will sit in custody for about 6 to 9 months, waiting for immigration to do whatever they're going to do to you. And at that point, it's very possible they deport you to where your country of origin. Do you understand? This is your second case within the last 6 to 7 months. I'm ordering you not to drive and I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm now sending you for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your body. You're to go, take a test and come right back. And if I find that you don't take the test, if you don't come back, I'm telling you now, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. No more PR bonds. And if you're unlucky enough, the next time you go to jail, you're going to be there for almost a year. Do you understand? Before you leave right now, you will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising me that you're not going to drive. I don't care what is going on in your life. If I find that you drive, I don't care what the reason is. You will be doing up to 6 months in jail because I can hold you in contempt. Do you understand? Are you here with anyone today?
No.
No.
How old are you?
¿Qué edad tienes tú?
24.
24.
How'd you get here?
A friend gave me a ride.
Come sign this. We're sending you now for a drug test. You must come right back after the test, Mr. Valdilio. No, it's going to be. We'll have to do a deeper dive with him now. Okay, you ready, Mr. Payne? Come on up, sir. Yes. Thank you.
Here on Israel Barakina Vasquez.
I get it.
Yes,
Okay.
John, it's a DWI. We've submitted a PTI packet, but Mr. Beadle wants to know about, there was an accident. It began in Montgomery County. Accident, both parties fled, and I think she's been trying to contact the complainant, but not
Do
success.
you have kind of evidence that there's an accident?
So there was an FSGI was never filed in Montgomery County, like they never filed charges. It's in our offense report that states that there was an accident in Montgomery County, and then I think a witness followed the defendant into Harris County where he was arrested for the DWI. So there's an accident report that was done that lists the names of the individual in the other car in Montgomery County, but no phone number. So we tried TLO, we tried emergency contacts.
I love a good written office report. You know what I mean?
We're trying to get in touch with them, but we haven't been able to thus far.
Do you want to send it to an investigator perhaps and see if that yields any results?
Yeah, Judge, we can do that. I think we were interested in maybe getting a reset on this case just to try.
Yeah, obviously, but I mean, I don't want to just beat a dead horse. If you can't find the number, it's time to send it to the investigator. That way we can try to get this thing resolved within a reasonable amount of time. Okay, I mean, we'll do 30 days and then if you can just send it to the investigator, hopefully they can get more results, huh? Okay.
30 days, Your Honor.
Yeah, 30 days and then, just prepare him. He's gonna need a mitigation packet regardless. Did you do that already or?
Yes, sir. I've submitted it to everyone, Judge.
Do you want to do a TRAS today or do you want to wait? Wait, okay, not a problem. All right, we'll have you sign a reset. Good luck. Thanks for coming. Hey.
More Judge.
Mr. Lefty.
I was here on Monday with Nicholas Poole. He has bonded out. We're here to get the bond conditions done.
Come up, Mr. Poole.
And for the court's edification, I suggested on Monday that there was going to be more information to come to light, that this is not what it appeared to be. We have since found out that the case in Galveston and the assault bodily injury case are not in fact real cases. Coding.
So there is no new, there is no.
Neither case exists.
Okay.
And I anticipate that there will be more information that will come to light that will suggest that this is not what it appears to be. But for now, I just wanted to share that with you.
Regardless, he's got a lot of very serious charges and it's established that he just doesn't abide by bond conditions. So I think that now we need more rigorous conditions to ensure that he's not using, he's not out in the middle of the night, and he's not a danger to anyone or himself. Mr. Poole, the only reason your bonds are not at $60,000 are because of Mr. Lefty. If I find that you start acting a fool, I'm going to 10 times the amount, not maybe 100 times the amount. If I find that you violate any of these conditions, even the most smallest condition, he's homeschooled now, right? He's doing online schooling. Okay, you're not to go out. I don't want you out. The only time that you're allowed to go out, if there's a medical emergency or to meet with a lawyer. And I want proof before you go out to meet with your lawyer. Do you understand? If you go out, there's only one place you're going. You're not to be in possession of weapons. You're not to consume alcohol, not to consume illegal drugs. And I'm going to randomly test you. They're going to call you to come take a drug test. If you fail to come, if you fail to go take the drug test, into jail you go. I'm going to keep you extremely close to make sure that you're not violating any conditions. Do you guys want to, Dad, do you want to come up? Is that grandma? Is that grandma?
Yes.
I'm happy to have her.
I would look that up. She's a teacher. She's working.
Thank you for coming. I just want to ensure that there are no more issues. And I think that hopefully with him staying at home, there won't be any more issues. So what I'm going to do is I'm putting a monitor on his ankle to ensure that he's not consuming alcohol. He's going to have to get drug tested. So he's going to get called in And, periodically, we'll have to go to downtown to get tested. And then we'll just ensure that he's not using any kind of marijuana, any kind of illegal drugs. I'm going to test you 40 days from today. If you test positive for marijuana after 40 days, that tells me that you've continued to consume. And I don't care what it is, if it's an edible, if it's a gummy, CBD, you're to stop everything. If you test positive in 40 days for anything illegal, you know what's going to happen. Guys have any questions? I will pay for everything so that there's no issues about, because typically this device that he's going to get costs around $400 a month, $500 a month. So I'll pay for it so that there's no issue. Just make sure that he's on the straight and narrow, and that's it. And then, if you guys have any issues, just come back and talk to me. Okay. All right. Thanks. Thanks for being patient. Okay.
Yes.
Come up. Mr. Croce, you're charged with harboring a runaway child. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement that they're offering you 1 year in Harris County Jail to be probated for 2 years. It's a straight probation, right? What that means is it will end up as a conviction on your record. You can never take it off. You can never change this. Do you understand? From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. As part of the agreement, you will do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill those conditions. Thinking for a change, no drugs, no alcohol, random urinalysis. On the mental health caseload, you must do 10 hours of community service, $100 donation one time to Houston Area Women's Center, no harassing, threatening, or abusive contact with AW, and 30 days in Harris County Jail is the condition.
Yes, sir.
Is this how you understand it?
Yes, sir.
You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, that's it. Like I said, you're going on this probation. So the deal with this probation is that if you break this probation, if you don't fulfill it, if you pick up a new case, if you don't do your classes on time, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. The only thing we're going to talk about is if you violated it. And if you did, you're looking at an entire year in jail. Do
Yes,
you
sir.
understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense? Are guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty, sentence you to the agreement. Did I miss anything, Shatori? What do you do for a living, Mr. Crozier?
Right now I'm working construction. I've actually done a few jobs already. I've done sheetrock so far, pipe. Yesterday I just got done with a fencing job. I have another fencing job coming up and a roofing job. So I work
Going
construction.
from like job to job? Do you have a steady like foreman or person that you work
Yes.
for?
Works for a construction company.
Okay, great. Okay, so what about the 30 days?
So that's what it came to. For the 30 days, we were asking, could he do, I hope since he's on 2 years, can he do October 25th, 2025?
Oh, no,
Because-
not that far out.
Well,
That's
okay.
like over a year. I mean, typically when we do as a condition, it's toward the front end, within the first like
So my
3-4 months.
thinking is, he is experiencing mental health issues. I wanted to see if he could get that under control before he turned himself in, because originally the plan was that he was just gonna turn himself in last Monday and stay in until we resolved it. But around the third day, he started having panic attacks, and mom bonded him out because they were about to put him on a mental health hold. I just wanted to give him some time to seek some kind of mental health.
Problem is that you're gonna have to do it at one point or the other. The longer you do it out, the worse it's gonna be. You just get it, do it, and you're done with it,
Say 6 months?
The other problem compounding this issue is the case is 700 days old. I mean, he absconded for how long,
About 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, you want me to reward you with a really long for taking off for all that time? So I'll give you up to 4 months, but you need to nail down a date that you want to go in. And I'm going to tell you now, if you don't go in, you're looking at the full range of punishment, up to a year in jail. Do you understand? You pick up a new case, it's not going to go well. You violate conditions, you smoke weed, it's not going to go well for you. Don't. What you do out there every day, You better think, if I do this, is there potential of going to jail? If it is, don't do it. If you're going to a party and there's a bunch of weed there, you better leave. You're on paper, man. For you to go to a party, that's not the right thing to do, because temptation is a bitch. And if it's there, you're going to want to partake, because if you're a person that likes to party, probation is not good for you. So you better think before you act, before you do, because you could be doing a lot more time in jail. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll give you up to 4 months. Pick a date that he needs to go in, but we need to know the date now before we leave here today. You can reduce the fees. So I'll give you a reduction of fees to the minimum. I can't pay for outside classes, but I'll reduce it to the minimum. We'll give you credit for the time that you've done. So that'll also help with your fines and fees as well. Don't pick up a new case. Don't smoke weed.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, good luck. Roberto, hey, good morning. You were called to take an alcohol and drug test and you failed to go. I'm going to tell you now that if you ever miss again, I will put you in jail. I'm going to revoke your bond and put you in custody. I don't care what your excuse is, but if you ever fail me again, you know what's going to happen. Forewarned is fair warned. I am now sending you for a drug and alcohol test, and I hope that you don't test positive for anything. But if you ever miss again, in straight to jail you will go. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
With,
I don't know if you do, but if you don't, and you go to jail and immigration puts a detainer on you, it's going to really turn your life upside down. So I would be very, very careful. You better show up next time. Okay, Mr. Opar. So we'll send him now. Hopefully he's clean. If so, we'll just do a normal reset. If it's dirty, then we'll call you and let you know. We'll have to deal with it. Okay. You can go. Get a date with Victoria, just in case, and then he'll have to come back, and then we'll reach out to you and let you know. Do me a favor, will you? Will you leave me your cell phone? You have a pen here. Hey, you ready? Hey, good morning.
Last week, the state filed a motion for an in-camera review on a case that's on docket Friday for Brady material.
Okay.
Nothing's been released to me yet, so I was wondering.
What's the last name?
The last name is Rubin, Rubin.
I show it's still open, right?
Yes, he made bond on it, right?
Say it again? He made bond,
He
so
made
that's the, Mr. Brown?
Here, but wait, to talk to Judge.
Good morning. So it looks like you're wanted out of the state of Kentucky for engaging in organized crime,
Order in the court.
criminal mischief. I guess it's at a first degree warrant. Is it? I don't even understand what these charges are.
It should be engaging in organized crime, theft by unlawful taking or disposition.
I don't know if I'm going to set you a bond. I guess it depends on what you're wanted for and your criminal history, because that'll tell us who you are. So what's he wanted for and
He's wanted for burglary out of Tennessee, along with the other history that you see that are local. But at this time, the state is opposed to him getting a bond. He's also found to be on federal supervision for robbery again, and the end release date is June 20th, 2025.
he's on federal probation too?
For robbery. Well, it was pled down to, on charge of interference with commerce by threat or violence, which is a felony. So he's on supervision until 2025, and because the originating charge was robbery, same one in Tennessee as well,
So he picked up another robbery in Tennessee.
I don't know when the warrant for Tennessee was. That was the grand jury.
And then I got to imagine that if he's on federal probation, if he in fact picked up a new case, are the feds not going to revoke him?
Well, it looks to be pretty recent, so it could be that they just haven't done it yet, because it's very, very recent. Sorry, that's the.
Have you run an NCIC to see?
That's what I'm running on. I'm trying to find the original warrant date for the Tennessee one, not the federal one.
And then does he have any prior flight?
October 19th, so it's pretty recent. For bond forfeitures, sorry, Judge, it doesn't show that he does. But the nature of the fact that he has an indictment out of Tennessee in the middle of his federal supervision for the exact same offense obviously gives me concern for him being released on his own recognizance. The impasse that we're at now is that his original pickup date is being requested by the demanding jurisdiction to extend out to the 12th, November 12th, which is still within the 30 statutory days, but obviously it's outside the window that the court typically gives. It's about an 8-day some odd, give or take extension. But with the nature of the federal supervision along with the state warrant is that
Harris County's got 30 days to keep you. They are allowed to keep you statutorily for 30 days, but they give 14 days as a courtesy because of the fullness of the jails, right? So the judge can grant an extension to Tennessee to come get you in within that 30 days. Okay? So 30 days would be for you, would be November
Chisholm,
20.
let's do this, because I got a line building up. I'll
Okay,
let you explain it to him back there, and then I'm happy to set it for whatever day you want.
Monday is fine unless we get an answer earlier than that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chisholm. Be
Mr.
excused.
Broussard. Thanks, Chisholm. Yeah. You got,
Thank you so much. Thank you, Judge.
hi.
Yes, sir. So Kate said she's gonna post that line for 208. She said she'll take care of it today. Yes, sir.
I see it. That's what I was just pulling it up. All right. Good morning, Mr. Collins.
Morning, sir.
Mr. Collins, you're charged with criminal mischief. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 90 days in jail, credit for the 37 days that you've already done. So it's basically a wash. Understand, I see that you've picked up a felony, so you're not going to be released, but at least you've got one down, just one to go.
Yes, sir.
Is this what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
It also is alleged that in May 22nd of 2019, out of the 180th District Court, you had a prior burglary of a habitation. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Okay, true to the enhancement. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers if you're not a citizen. There are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you cannot change this.
Yes, sir.
This is what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense? Are guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. I'll sentence you to it. Good luck to you, sir.